Most people lose money in real estate for one simple reason. They don't actually know what real estate market they're actually in. And here's the dangerous part. The headlines, the social media, and even neighbors' opinions are often completely wrong. I'm Dan Winters with the Winters Real Estate Group, and in this video, I'm going to show you 3 real estate markets that exist, how professionals identify them using data, not guesswork, and exactly how buyers and sellers can win in each one. And stick around until the end, because I'm also going to break down exactly what type of market Minneapolis, Saint Paul, and the entire 7-county Twin Cities region are in right now, and what that means if you're thinking about making a move. Let's start with the seller's market. This happens when demand exceeds supply, meaning there are more buyers than homes available. The primary way professionals measure this is in months of inventory. A seller's market typically exists when inventory is between 0 and 4 months. And months of inventory answers one simple question. If no new homes came on the market, how long would it take for everything currently listed to sell? When inventory is this low, sellers hold the advantage. Homes tend to sell quickly, multiple offers are more common, and prices tend to rise. Now, there are hurdles in the seller's market. Particularly for buyers, there can be intense competition, escalating prices, limited choices, and pressure to move quickly. Many buyers may feel like they're constantly losing. And for sellers, this sounds perfect, but it's not risk-free. Overpricing can still backfire. Poor preparation leaves money on the table, weak marketing wastes opportunity, and choosing the wrong offer can create problems later. Now, I've got 3 tips on how to win in a seller's market. The first tip is for buyers. Preparation beats speed. Winning buyers aren't just fast, they're ready. Fully underwritten financing, strong strategy before shopping, and crystal clear priorities. Tip number 2 is for sellers. Don't assume any price will work. Even in hot markets, pricing correctly attracts the strongest offers and terms. The goal isn't just a high price, it's the best overall outcome. And the third tip is for both. Strategy matters more than emotion. Winning isn't about panic decisions, it's about positioning. Now, let's look at the opposite, a buyer's market. This happens when supply exceeds demand, meaning there are more homes than buyers. A buyer market typically exists when inventory is 6 months or more. Homes stay on the market longer, price reductions become common, and buyers regain negotiating power. Now, there are hurdles in a buyer's market as well, and for sellers, this is where most sellers will struggle. Longer selling timelines, increased competition, price sensitivity, and buyers with more options. Homes that aren't positioned correctly sit, sometimes for months. Now, for the buyers, you might think this is easy, but it has its own challenges. Decision paralysis from too many options, the risk of buying declining assets, temptation to lowball unrealistically, and overlooking quality homes while waiting. Now, I've got 3 tips on how to win in a buyer's market as well, and the first tip is for sellers. Condition plus pricing must lead the market. Standing out is going to be everything. In homes that look average, they become invisible. The second tip is for buyers. Negotiate intelligently, not just aggressively. Winning buyers focus on value, not just price. Terms, credits, repairs, and timing all matter. And the third tip is for everybody. Patience becomes a competitive advantage. The best outcomes often go to the most strategic participants, not the fastest. Now, let's come back to what we were talking about at the very beginning. What type of real estate market are we actually in right now in Minneapolis, Saint Paul, and the 7-county Twin Cities area? Well, Minneapolis at the end of January had 2.5 months of inventory. That places it in a seller's market. Saint Paul, just across the river, is currently sitting at about 2.2 months of inventory, which again puts the city of Saint Paul in a seller's market. Again, when we look at the 7-county Twin Cities region right across the broader metro, we're at 2.4 months of inventory, putting the overall region in a seller's market. Knowing this is just half the battle, but what matters the most are real outcomes. And recently, we've helped sellers position their homes to attract strong offers even in challenging conditions, navigating pricing decisions to avoid sitting on the market, and helping them structure offers to reduce risk and maximize proceeds. And we've also helped buyers compete successfully when inventory is tight, negotiate favorable terms when leverage exists, and avoid costly mistakes based on incorrect assumptions about the market. Because success isn't about timing the market perfectly, it's about having the right strategy for the market you're in. Now, if you're thinking about buying or selling, the biggest mistake you can make is relying on general advice that doesn't apply to your specific situation. Every neighborhood, every price point and property type can behave differently, even within the same city. So, if you want a clear, data-driven plan tailored specifically to you, reach out directly using the information below. And if this video was helpful, like it, comment your biggest question, subscribe for weekly marketing insights, and if you want to stay ahead of the market, not react to it, this channel will help you do exactly that. I'm Dan Winters with the Winters Real Estate Group, and I'll see you in the next video.